Hello class 8, welcome back to English class. I hope you all are doing well at home. Let us learn a little more about the present tense. This chapter is very simply explained in your textbook, but today we will I will add some pictures and I'll give some examples and I'll explain it a little more. In the last class, let us do a recall of what did we learn in the last class. In the last class, we learned tense, that there are three tense: present tense, past tense and future tense. Then we also learned that all these three tense have four forms: simple or indefinite tense, continuous or progressive tense, perfect and perfect continuous tense. So all the three tense have these four forms. This is what we learned, and we learned the indefinite and all the forms. We learned that we learned all the forms in the last class. So today we will continue from there. Today our learning objective would be to define and understand simple present tense and present continuous tense. And we would want to identify forms of present tense verbs in writing. Alright, so I'm going to explain simple present tense and present continuous tense, their use, their forms, and how will you use them in writing. Alright, this would be our learning objective. Let us understand simple present form. What are the forms of simple present tense? Now here you see in the first box here, I, you, we, they, and another box is a verb here. Now all this is first or a second person. So when it is a first or a second person, when the subject is a first or a second person, then our verb is in the root form. But if it is in a third person, this is a third person, then the verb has a s with it. We add s to the verb, like she works, he works, because she, he, it are third person. Alright, now again here in the first and second person there is no change. But in the third person, if the verb ends with sh, ch, ss, or x, then we add es to the verb. Like she teaches, I teach, you teach, she teaches, he teaches. Okay, so if the verb is ending with ch, ch, ss, o, or x, and you have to use the subject is a third person, then you will add es to the verb. Third thing to remember is, if the third person, once again, if your subject is third person and the verb is ending in consonants plus y. Consonant is, children, in English alphabet there are 5 vowels: a, e, I, o, u. The rest are all consonants. So if your verb is ending in consonant plus y, example carry, study, cry, change y to I and add es after she, he, or it. That means to the third person, carry will become carries, she studies, he carries. We need to remember this. This is about form of simple present tense. Simple present tense in affirmative, question and negative sentence. I work, subject is first person, verb is the root form. Question, in question sentence will come do I work, we add do in the beginning. In a negative sentence, I do not work. I do not work. You work, do you work? This is second person. You do not work. But in the third person, he works. Does he work? It's a question. And negative person, he does not work. So there is a in question in a third person. Instead of using do, you will use does. Okay. We work, do we work, we do not work. So it is again a second person. It will not make difference. We will use do and we do not, and we will use not with it in the negative sentence. But in a third person, instead of using do, we use does. So this is the uses of present simple tense. When do we use present simple tense? These are these points are given very nicely in your explaining in your textbook. When we talk about regular event or a habit, or example, I take milk before bed. I take. I is the first person. Take is the verb, so it takes the root form. She takes. She is the third person, so it will become she takes milk before bed. That is a habit. To express general or universal truth. General or universal truth is the sun sets in the west. Right? To express a fact or something which is true at present. To express fact which is true at present, like he teaches mathematics in a school. He teaches. Again, he is a third person. Teach ends with ch, so we add es to it. He teaches mathematics in school. To express future action planned in advance, especially concerning a journey or a program. The train leaves at 7 in the morning. Alright. To introduce quotation with verb say. Keith says, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Keats is we are referring to a very famous poet, John Keats here. He said, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So when we introduce a quotation, with the verb say, we use simple present tense. Right? Then in exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there. There goes the bell. Here comes the train. Okay, these are the examples. In proverb which has the force of permanent truth. Birds of a feather flock together. It is a proverb. Right? Then to express natural qualities, process and professional activities. Like example, fruit contains lots of vitamins and minerals. It's a natural quality we are talking about. And this is the fruit contain. That is the contain is the verb here. Lots of mineral and vitamins. So these usage are very simple, and the examples are very nicely given in your textbook, page number 17, 16 and 17. You can refer to your textbook. So these are the uses, simple uses we need to remember. Now next we will learn present continuous tense. A present continuous tense is formed with this. Look at this forms here. It's a positive form, a negative form and a question form. Okay, present continuous tense means the action is going on, correct, at present. That is when we're talking about subject, if the subject plus am is ir plus verb will have ing. Let's take example here. I, first person, am starting. He, she, it, third person, is starting. You, we, you, they, second person, are starting. So subject in a present continuous tense, we use a subject with plus am, is, are, plus verb will have ing with it in a positive form. In a negative form, subject will have subject plus am, is, are, plus not, and VING form of the verb. I am not starting. She is not starting. Right? And in the third person also, you are not starting. So we add not in a negative form. In a question form, am, is, are plus subject plus verb and ing. So we have changed the placement here. Am I starting? When we are asking question in a present continuous tense. Are you starting? Are they starting? So here there is a position is position of the subject, and am, is, are is changed. But in a present continuous tense, we need to remember that a verb will have ing form. Alright? Now present continuous tense, we also call it present progressive tense. When do we use it? When actions that are happening now. She is cooking in the kitchen, so the action is happening now. Actions that are temporary, that means it is not permanent. They are staying in London for a few days. It's a temporary arrangement. It's a temporary action. Definite future plans. I am going hiking tomorrow. So when you have a definite plan, I am going shopping tomorrow. I am going out for lunch tomorrow. So when you have a definite plan, when you are sure that you will not change that plan, you will use present continuous tense in your sentence. Okay? Now, there are certain verbs which we do not use in progressive form. Verbs of emotion, love, hate. You cannot say loving. You cannot verbs of emotions, love, hate, hating, prefer. This you cannot use this. Alright, surprise, astonish, impress. These are verbs not used in progressive form. Verbs of possession, have, hoeing, own, want, belong, need, possess. Verbs for the senses, see, hear, smelling. Then verbs of thought, know, believe, remember, agree, disagree, realize, suppose. Means verbs of thought. That means these are this would be action of thinking, right? Then verbs of measurement, contain, consist, fit, lack. So these are words, action words which we do not use in a progressive form. Alright? So students, today we have learned, let us do a summary of what we have learned today. Simple present tense form. We have learned simple present tense in different kind of sentences, affirmative, negative and question. We have learned when to use simple present tense. Then we learned present continuous tense. Then forms of present continuous tense. When to use present continuous tense, and verbs not used in progressive form. So I hope students, you all have understood these two very simple topic. In the next class I will cover the another 2 forms of tense. All right, so I will post this PPT in a Google Classroom. You can refer it for as a extra study material. Thank you, students. You all have a great day.